Hey everybody, this is Jacob Simpson. Welcome to our second video for this stay-at-home make-it series. In our first video we did make homemade paper, and I do have a couple sheets of that here once they've dried, so you can see if you just let them dry naturally they do have that kind of bacony look. But that is kind of cool, and we're actually going to use these sheets of paper for this project. Now for this we're actually going to be making printing blocks out of foam. You can use styrofoam. This green insulation foam tends to work a little bit better. You can also try styrofoam plates, but the styrofoam that tends to break off into little balls doesn't have the best impression when you go to print with it, but it does work, so just use whatever you have at home. I did try cardboard as well. I wasn't as impressed with it, but it is a possibility, so if you want to try cardboard, give it a shot. And as always, just kind of let us know what works best for you. Now, what I did was took the foam, and you can buy this at your local hardware store in big 2-foot by 2-foot sheets for relatively inexpensively. I think this was less than $7. But I cut it down into blocks of a more manageable size. And what you're basically wanting to do is carve whatever you're wanting to print into this. And the idea is to make a divot. So whatever you press down will not print, and whatever is left up at the smooth level will print. You can kind of see that in these other ones that I made earlier. So here I did write the word print, and you can see it's pressed in, and I used a marker. And bear in mind, if you do write anything, it does have to be backwards. So when you print it, it will be the right side. So left to right is now right to left, and you have to make all the letters backwards. But just kind of play around with that, and you'll get the hang of it once you make a couple. But for this video, we'll just make a simple design. So we're all stuck at home, so I'm going to draw a house. And basically, you can draw it first. But then you want to make sure you get a good deep impression. And it's best to use a marker or a pen. You can even use a wooden chopstick. Something that's good and firm. If it's a marker, make sure the nib or the tip is nice and solid so it'll depress the foam. Hello. So then we've got something like this. Now, as far as your ink or your paint, you can use whatever you have on hand. I happen to have an old can of sample paint laying around. I would recommend, if you're going to do this with kids, to use a washable paint for obvious reasons. This does not wash out of clothes and makes a mess if you do it wrong. But you do need a small roller. This is something you can pick up relatively inexpensively. If you have an old roller laying at home, use it great. You can also use maybe a foam brush, just something to get a good even coat. So I'm going to take this and start to get a little paint on it. And then you want to get a good even coat on your printing block. And now I'm going to take a sheet of the paper that we made, and then move that so you can see. Just take this, press it down, and get a good even press, and then peel it up. And not the best looking house in the world, but you get the idea. And you can do just about anything. So play around with this, make your own design. It might be fun to see what you can come up with. You can use pens, markers, whatever you have. But thanks for watching. We hope you're all doing well, and we hope to see you down at the museum real soon.